Before you throw in the towel on her, take a moment to consider this. Most guys surrender far too early, believing they've lost the fight before the real struggle even kicks off. She's growing distant, acting cold, not engaging like she once did, and it feels like the end of the line. But what if I told you this could be the greatest chance you've ever had? What if, instead of slinking away beaten, you could flip the script entirely in your favor, without pleading, pursuing, or sacrificing your dignity? Most men miss this crucial insight. They react too hastily, too frantically, too emotionally, and that's precisely what derails everything. So, before you call it quits, stick around for this video. If you put into practice what I'm about to reveal, you'll find yourself in a rare position most guys never achieve. Let's dive in. 1. Why she's drifting away to begin with. When a woman starts pulling back, most men spiral into panic mode. They assume she's lost interest, moved on to someone else, or just doesn't care anymore. But the truth runs deeper. Women don't simply wake up one morning and decide they're done. It's a gradual process, unfolding in phases. Here's the breakdown. She stops feeling the thrill of the chase. When you first crossed paths, there was intrigue, excitement, a challenge. Now she knows exactly where you stand. It's become too predictable. She's also testing your emotional resilience. Women instinctively gauge how you handle these shifts. Do you freak out, overreact, or stay steady? And sometimes she just needs space to rekindle her feelings. Attraction isn't sparked by words. It thrives on distance, tension, and raw emotion. When something's always within reach, it loses its allure. This is where most guys stumble. Instead of mirroring her distance, they double down. They text more, call more, try harder, and that's when attraction fades. Because if she doesn't have to earn your attention, she won't value it. 2. The hidden test you didn't see coming. Here's a secret most men overlook. When a woman pulls away, it's often an unconscious test. She might not even realize she's doing it, but her instincts are observing. She's wondering, is he emotionally stable enough to handle this? Will he chase me down, or will he stand firm? Does he genuinely have other options, or is he just bluffing? The risky part? Most guys fail this test instantly. She doesn't reply, they send another message. She takes longer to respond, they ask if everything's okay. She cancels plans, they rush to reschedule. Each reaction signals to her that she's got the upper hand. But the men who pass this test, the ones who truly stand out, do things differently. They don't let emotions drive them, they don't chase, don't beg for clarity, they hold their ground. And that's when she starts feeling something unexpected, regret. 3. The strength of controlled distance. Here's what most men don't grasp. Women don't fall for constant presence, they fall for absence. The less you give away freely, the more she treasures what she gets. Think about it. When something's always there, you stop appreciating it. But when it vanishes, you start yearning for it. That's why stepping back at the right moment is your most potent move. Instead of texting her first, wait. Instead of engaging with her posts, let them slide. Instead of bending your schedule to fit hers, put yourself first. When you stop being predictable, stop being too accessible, stop reacting on cue, everything shifts. She begins to notice your absence, and that's when her mind starts racing. Why isn't he reaching out? Has he lost interest? Is there someone else? The moment you stop giving so freely, she starts missing you. 4. What to do instead of pursuing. Most guys try to fix things when they sense her pulling away. They think, if I explain myself, if I show her how much I care, she'll come back. But attraction doesn't work that way. Instead of trying to win her over with words, match her energy. If she's distant, don't overcorrect. Step back and stay neutral. If she reaches out, respond. But don't pour all your energy into it. Most men make the mistake of welcoming her back too eagerly. She vanishes for a week, then suddenly texts, "Hey," and they leap at the chance. Big error. Instead, stay composed. Don't act like her message is the highlight of your week. Let her earn your attention. If she disappeared, she needs to show she's serious about returning. Take control of the pace. Don't slip back into old habits. Let her feel the distance before you give her too much focus again. Do this, and she'll respect you more because she'll know you're not someone she can take for granted. 5. If she never returns, here's what you need to know. Here's a hard truth. Not every woman will come back, and that's fine. If she drifts off and never circles back, she's just saved you from wasting more time on someone who wasn't right for you. You don't want a woman who only sticks around when you're chasing her. You want one who stays because she genuinely values you. Silence is one of the most powerful tools you have. Most men think they need to argue, explain, or fight for her attention when she starts pulling away. But silence speaks louder than words ever could. It creates mystery, uncertainty, and a shift in power. At first, she might not notice. She assumes you'll reach out, check in, try to patch things up. But as days turn into weeks, she realizes something's different. That's when her perspective starts to shift. Because now you're not the predictable guy who always waits around. You've stepped out of her orbit, and that void catches her off guard. 6. Why women underestimate you until you go quiet. Most women assume men will always be there, no matter how much they pull away. And why wouldn't they? Most guys chase, unable to handle distance. But when you don't act like most men, when you choose silence over pursuit, it throws her off. She starts thinking, why isn't he reacting? Why hasn't he tried to talk to me? Is he moving on? Those thoughts ignite something deep inside her, forcing her to wonder, did I misjudge him? That question alone stirs emotions she wasn't ready for. 7. The moment your absence hits her. Here's the part most men miss, because they give up too soon. At first she's fine, maybe even relieved, expecting you to reach out. But then, nothing. No texts, no calls, no engagement online. Days stretch into weeks. She checks her phone more often, still nothing. That's when it hits her. She's the one feeling uncertain now, wondering if she made a mistake. Because you're no longer chasing, everything changes. 8. The unspoken rule of attraction. Here's a truth. Most men don't realize a woman values you based on how hard you are to replace. When you were always there, she never had to think about losing you. But now, feeling your absence, she's unsettled. She wonders if she took you for granted, if she misjudged your worth. The best part? She doesn't even realize it's happening. It's subconscious. When something's always available, it loses its shine. But when it disappears, it becomes a mystery, and mystery breeds attraction. 9. Why she starts watching you again once your silence takes hold. She does what most women do. She starts observing. She checks your online activity, scrolls through old messages, maybe even likes a post to see if you'll bite. Why? Because she's trying to answer a question, did I lose him? That thought keeps her fixated on you. The moment a woman thinks she might have lost a man who was once all in, it stirs emotions she didn't see coming. It forces her to rethink everything, and that's when your absence starts weighing on her. 10. The ultimate mindset shift. Here's the core of it all. You don't want to be the guy who's always available, always chasing. Focus on your own life, your own priorities. When you give her space to miss you, you become more valuable in her eyes. You become someone she has to earn. That's what builds lasting attraction. You don't win a woman by chasing her, you win by becoming the man who doesn't need to chase. You win by having standards, valuing your time, and making her prove she's worth your energy. That's when everything flips, because now you're in control, not through tricks or games, but through self-respect. That's what sets apart the men who get played from the men women can't forget. When your silence becomes too much for her to bear, it's no longer just something she notices, it's something she feels. At first she shrugged it off, assuming you'd cave eventually. But now your absence is stirring her emotions. She checks her phone, hoping to see your name. She revisits old conversations, wondering if she missed a sign. The longer this goes on, the more she questions herself. Did I push him too far? Was I wrong about him? Is he really gone? That's the secret most men never grasp. It's not just about her missing you, it's about the power shift. She's realizing she doesn't hold the reins like she thought she did, and that drives her up the wall. If she comes back, don't make the mistake most guys do. Don't jump at the chance to welcome her with open arms. Stay grounded. Don't drop everything just because she sends a text. Let her work for your attention, because if she truly values you, she'll show it, not with words but with actions. And if she doesn't, then you've already won, because you've realized you never needed her to begin with. Don't chase, just level up. Focus on yourself, keep moving forward, and let your silence do the talking. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the next one on your screen. It's exactly what you need to hear next.